Hey guys, welcome back. And our latest question is from Collin in Minnesota. And Collin asks, I want to make sure that I'm doing all the exercises properly. What are a few ways to slash tips to improve my form to ensure maximum results, and how will I know when I'm doing them properly? Well, a couple things from a functional standpoint that we want to cover first is one thing that we're really big into, especially working with clients in person for all the years that we did and counseling people over the internet. A few of the things that we definitely focus on is the initial function or posture of that particular person. So for instance, if we talk a lot about muscular imbalances, heavy muscular imbalances, and what that can do to people as far as, you know, if they have postural considerations, postural alignments that's not right, and then they get involved in exercise, the imbalances in their body can actually get worsened. And there's a whole corrective philosophy that we have that gets much too detailed. But what we want to cover first is say that when we talk about postural alignment, we want to make sure things like the feet are straight ahead, that the knees are lined up with the feet, that the hips are lined up with the knees, that the shoulders are, you know, back, that they're not, you know, too protracted forward, that they're, you know, and doesn't have to be necessarily retracted too much, but that just has to be in good positioning, that the head is in position, and that the most important thing that we say to put people into the right postural position is to draw the abs in. You probably just saw that right there. If you're sitting relaxed, you do this. Well, it has a tendency to round your shoulders forward. So by starting and keeping your abs drawn in while you're exercising during the whole time, that's going to put yourself into proper positioning. Because from the side, if I'm sitting here and my shoulders are rounded forward, it automatically puts more of a curve into my spine. It puts my head into a bad position. And the risk of injury, especially into the rotator cuff, low back, is pronounced. So by drawing your abs up or drawing your abs in, it automatically lifts your chest, it puts everything into position, it puts your spine in better position, your head in better position, it reduces the risk of injury in your low back, everywhere else, and so posturally that's where we want you. So that's step one, is make sure posturally everything is where it's supposed to be. You know, from a lower body standpoint, if you want to avoid hip injuries, knee injuries, you know, pay close attention to what your feet and knees and hips are doing during the movement and make sure they're all aligned appropriately. If you can't get them to align appropriately due to over imbalances, then that's when you need to contact someone like myself, a corrective exercise specialist, to help show you how to correct those imbalances. So that is the big thing. And Collin's second part of the question is he asks, how will I know I'm doing them properly? Well, number one, there's going to be no pain. If you're feeling pain in your joints, in your low back, your knees, things like that, something isn't right. There's either a corrective strategy that needs to be implemented, or posturally something needs to change. So number one, you're looking to be pain-free. Secondly, if you're training your biceps, for instance, you should feel it in your biceps. If you're training your back, you should feel it in your back. And, you know, so therefore, if you're trying to train a particular movement or a particular muscle and you're not feeling it there, then the positioning of your body, the positioning or placement needs to be a little bit different. And you can start, I talk to a lot of people about mind to muscle connection. Are they feeling it in the particular area where they're actually working? And if they're not, they need to first look at posturally. Is everything aligned up? Is their abs drawn in, which pulls everything into position? And if it's still not in place, then what needs to change? You know, are they curling and the elbows are too far back, which, you know, puts not enough emphasis into the bicep? Are they doing a lateral raise, for instance, and rather than go in like this? Are their hands too far? I don't know if you can see that. Are their hands too far up like this? You know, what you need to analyze the whole thing, and because it's so individualized, it's nothing we can do in a video. But the biggest thing I want to be able to tell you is to, you know, posturally look at yourself. Abdomen wise, you know, is that drawn in? Is everything into position? And then are you feeling it where you're supposed to? If you're feeling it negatively where there's pain and you're not feeling it in the muscle, then something needs to be adjusted. I hope those few tips help you out, Collin, and hope that answers your questions okay. And I appreciate you guys joining us today.
When you feel that something's wrong, I'll shelter you and keep you warm. I'll never let you walk alone.